Hello, everybody. Good morning. Am I audible, visible? Is my screen going good? Please confirm in the chat box. Am I audible, visible? Please confirm. Good morning. Audible, visible. Right. Is my screen going good? Please confirm in the chat box. So finally, we are starting with our very first class, which is basics of accounting. In the today's class, the objective is to make you aware that what is accounting, and we will also study that what is the process objectives, and we will also see that how multiple different concepts contributes to accounting, right? So can I start now? Everybody ready? I hope you remember that we cannot delay. Right. So let's start. It's 7:32 and I told you that we will start by 7:32. Just give me a minute. And yes, this class is being live streamed on YouTube as well for those students who want to see that how we conduct a live class in EduTap. So this is a demo class for all the students who are watching me live on YouTube as well. So you can write your doubts in the comment box of YouTube as well, and I will take them one by one. Let's start now. Enough of waiting. Just give me a minute. Yes, I will do the settings. Pen is working. Yes. So let's start with the topic of basics of accounting, right? Now, before I start, my friends, there is a kind of a ritual that I always want to start with happy faces. So let's bring some positivity. Send me your smiley faces in the comment box now so that we all start with a positive note. Are you all happy? Hello. Are you all happy? Right. Now, this can be a kind of a drama for me, but it matters the most because happy faces survive for a longer period of time. So let's start. First of all, my friends, we will understand this particular topic in different subheadings, right? So the first subheading which we will understand is the meaning of accounting, right? And then we will move ahead to understand further subheadings, right? So this will be a kind of a flow chart wherein you will see multiple topics will come. But the first and the foremost thing, what the hell is accounting? Let's try to understand it. Simply saying, my friends, in books and in multiple, I would say, research papers, accounting has been defined in multiple ways. Like people have defined accounting from an accountant perspective, from customers' perspective, from investors' perspective, and whatnot. So we will come to the most standardized definition of accounting a bit later. But first, I want you to understand that what is accounting in basic common sense. See, my friends, accounting is basically the language of business. For example, currently we are talking in Hindi, English, and whatnot. So we are able to understand. Like once you understand the topic of communication in your management classes, in management, I will teach you about communication. And in communication, the main essence is what? Mutual understanding. Essence means what? The main funda or the main core theme of that chapter is that the sender and the receiver should come onto the stage of mutual understanding. Mutual understanding means what? Mutual understanding basically means that sender and receiver both are able to connect with each other and they are able to understand what they are trying to communicate. For example, currently, if I'm telling you something and if you are able to understand it, and if you give me your feedback that, yes, sir, I have understand what you have taught to us. So this is mutual understanding. We both have come on one particular common ground, right? Now, see, if I have to talk with the business, if I have to communicate with the business don't know the language of Hindi and English because business or the organization or the companies, these are not natural human beings like us. These are not biological human being like us. These are artificial persons. Today, for example, if I have to file a court case against Reliance, I will not file the court case against Mr. Dhiru Ambani or Mukesh Ambani or Anil Ambani. I will file the court case against Reliance. So please make this thing very much sure. that when I'm using the word business, companies, organizations, I am referring to some artificial person. Artificial person means what? That yes, this person exists, but this is not a biological person. This is created by the help of law or rules and regulation. Right? Now, if I have to communicate something to this artificial person, definitely I cannot use Hindi and English. I will be using accounting. So accounting is basically that particular language which helps me and my business to communicate so that we can come on a mutual understanding. For example, let's assume that I am the owner of Reliance. Okay. I want to judge that how my business is performing or how my company is doing. I cannot ask Reliance, tell me that how you are performing, because Reliance will never be able to communicate. Reliance will say what? Do accounting and check that whether I am doing good or not. Okay, so accounting is basically the language of business. Today I want to check the profits of Reliance. Today I want to check that how much property Reliance have. Today I want to check how many losses are there in Reliance. Today I want to check how many employees are working in Reliance. Today I want to check how many salaries are being paid to multiple employees of Reliance. Today, I want to check the expenses of Reliance. Today, if I want to check how many shareholders are there in Reliance, all of this will be communicated with the help of accounting only. Right? So this is a very basic understanding that accounting is basically a way via which we communicate with the business and us, or the business and the owner, or the business and multiple people will be able to come on what? Mutual understanding. If you remove accounting from this particular world, then you will never be able to understand businesses. You will never be able to communicate with businesses. And that's where you need accounting in today's world. Right? Moving forward, I hope this particular point is very much clear to you. And there will be a time which will arrive very soon when I will ask you for your doubts. Right? So if you have any doubt, write it somewhere in your page or in your copy. Now, see, in the earlier times, accounting was just meant to be recording transactions. Now, yes, what is transactions? Transaction basically means an event. For example, once you purchase this course of EduTap, this was a transaction. Transaction basically means an event. Event, एक घटना. Okay, so transaction basically means an event. Now, businesses will be doing multiple transactions in a day. For example, think of a Reliance like a company, a very big company, right? They will be supplying goods to Ram, they will be supplying goods to Ramesh, there will be multiple customers of Reliance. So, when all these events will happen, you will say that these are transactions. These are what? Transactions. So, when you just record transactions, that is the old age definition of accounting. That is the old age perspective of accounting. Like if you go just 20 years back or even further back, there were a people which we call it as munim, right? There were specific kind of people which we call it as munim. These munim used to write all the transactions of a business in a copy. एक हिंदी में उसे बोलते हैं बही खाता, right? So they used to record all the transactions. So it's like just a recording is happening that on 8 a.m. I have sold certain goods to Ram. On 9 a.m. I have sold certain goods to Sham. So this is all events of the business. And there can be multiple events, my friends. There can be multiple thousands and lakhs of events in a company like Reliance. Salaries, rent, expenses, and whatnot, right? So if you are just recording, then it's the old definition of accounting. But if you are doing analysis of what you have done in recording, that is the new age definition of accounting. So now accounts means providing relevant data for decision making, just like an information system. This point basically means that if you are just recording and you are not analyzing what you have recorded, then it's basically the old age definition. But if you analyze certain stuff, for example, how will I say that Reliance is doing good? How will I say that Reliance is the best company in India? I will see their records. I will see their records. If let's say Reliance profits are rising every year, then definitely I will say that Reliance is a very good company, isn't it? So if I am able to make decisions, if I am able to gather some information from the recordings, this is where you will say that yes, accounting definition is now moving ahead, right? And yes, there are multiple, I would say, like scope of accounting. Like I will tell you today that what is financial accounting, cost accounting, management accounting. These are branches of accounting. With cost accounting, managers try to do what? They try to fix a price of one particular product. And you know, if you fix the price of one particular product in a wrong way, the companies can collapse, right? If you fix the price in a right way, companies can go up in a very good manner. So you cannot do any mistake in accounting. The moment you do mistake, there will be consequences, right? So please understand that if you use the information to make something good, or if you use the information which is given to you by recording, and if you utilize this particular information, then definitely your business will be doing very, very good, right? Moving forward, I hope this particular point is very much clear to all of you, right? Now comes the main definition of accounting. So first I told you the basic understanding that what the hell accounting is. Simple. Then I told you about some shift in accounting which is taking place, like how we are moving from the old age zamana to the new age zamana, right? Zamana basically means the age, or you can say the year, simple, or the time. Cool. And then we are understanding the true meaning of accounting now. Now, the definition says like this. Accounting can therefore be defined as a process. Now, first focus on the word process. Accounting is not just a one-shot activity. It has multiple steps, right? And by multiple steps, I mean first you complete step number one, then you move to step number two, then you go to step number three, then you go to step number four. Simple. It's a process, right? It's the process of what? Identifying, measuring, recording, communicating the required information related to the economic events of the organization to the interested users of the organizations. I will go word by word over here so that we understand this particular definition in the best manner. I hope the word meaning of the word process is very much clear to you. Now, let's move forward to understand the word, or let's move forward to understand the word economic events. Because if you understand this, then only you will be able to understand the first part of the definition. Okay, so let's move forward to understand that what is an economic event. Economic event, by definition, first I will read. An economic event is known as the happening of consequences to a business organization which consist of transactions that are measurable in monetary terms. Now, this is a very handsome definition, but in real sense, economic events are basically the transactions only which can be measured in monetary terms. And these transactions should affect the financial health of the company. Again, economic events are basically the transactions only. These are transactions which can be measured in monetary terms, and it should affect the financial health of the company, right? For example, if my manager is crying, is this an economic event? The answer is no, because I cannot measure that particular economic event in monetary terms. Can I say that the drop of like my manager is crying and every drop is of rupees 1000? No, right? That doesn't make any sense. For example, if I change the leadership of my company, previously Mr. X was there, now Mr. Y has come. Again, this is not an economic event. Economic event means any transaction which can be measured in monetary terms, which will affect the financial health of the companies. These three things should move ahead. For example, let's say that I have sold some goods to Ram and the value of those goods is 50,000. Is this the economic event? The answer is yes. Why? Because I am selling some goods to Ram. So this is an event, right? Can this event be measured in monetary terms? Yes. Why? Because the value of goods I have told you, 10,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupees, whatever the value is, right? And will it affect the financial health of the company? The answer is again yes. Because if I'm selling goods to Ram of rupees 1 lakh, Ram will definitely give me rupees 1 lakh. So money is flowing in my company. So that will definitely affect the financial health of the company, isn't it? So basically, just remember these three things. Economic event is basically a transaction, and transaction means what? Any situation or a ghatna hona, or it's a kind of a situation wherein you are doing something, right? Like for example, currently the moment I'm speaking, this is an event for me. But can I record this in accounts? No, because this cannot be measured in a monetary terms. But let's say that you purchase a course of EduTap, or you went to supermarket to purchase certain goods. That is an economic event because you did a transaction. It can be measured in monetary terms, and it will definitely affect the financial health of the company, right? Now, simply, there can be two type of economic events. First is internal and the second one is external. Internal economic event will happen in the boundaries of the company. For example, if purchase department of a company is selling some goods to, let's say, sales department, like there is a shift of goods happening from one department to another department. So this is also an economic event which is happening inside the company. Suppose if I pay salaries to my employees, employees are in the company, right? They will fall in the boundary of company. And if I'm paying salary to them, if I'm paying salary to them, then definitely it's an economic event. It can be measured in monetary terms and it will definitely affect the financial health of the company. Why? I'm paying salary. So salary will be having some value, isn't it? And if I pay a salary, that is an expense for me. Why? Because money is flowing outside, right? From my perspective, if I am a business, money is flowing outside. And remember, my friends, yes, one more thing before I move ahead. Chalo, I will tell you that later. But right now, let's complete this discussion and then I will tell you that point. Internal economic event means what? Internal economic event is the economic event that occurs entirely between the internal wings of the enterprise. Now, again, if you write organization over here, if you write company over here, I have no issues. Right? So, internal economic event, I hope it is very much clear. Example, supply of raw material or components by stores department to the manufacturing department. So, again, it's an economic event. Why? Because a transaction is happening between two people. Over here, the first person is stores department and the second one is your manufacturing department. And they will be doing a transaction which has a monetary value because once you are supplying raw material, kitne ka raw material, for how much money you are supplying for it, right? And will it affect the financial health of the company? Definitely yes, because this raw material will be converted into finished goods and these finished goods will further be supplied to our dear customer. Right? Payment of wages to the employee. This also I have told you. If I'm paying salary and wages to my employees, then definitely there will be an economic event which is happening in the internal wings of the company. But do vice versa in external. For example, if Reliance is selling some goods to me, now I am a customer. I am not in the internal wings of the company. I am sitting in my home and I'm ordering. So it's an economic event which you have to record, right? So sale of Reebok shoes to a customer, rendering of services, which you can see is provided as example over here as well. Purchase of material from supplier. Again, supplier has its own, I would say, own business, and you are trying to take goods from him. So you are taking goods from the supplier. Supplier is not inside your company, right? Payment of monthly rent to landlord. Again, landlord is not working in the company, right? So if something is happening inside the company, it's internal, and if something is happening outside, is external. Simple. Now, I was telling you one very important point. Remember, my friends, we do accounting for business or for companies or for organizations. We are not doing accounting for the owner of the business. Remember this thing very much clear. Why? Because accounting is the language of business. So you are doing accounting for the business only or for the company only. So whenever you are making accounts, whenever you are making anything in accounting, think from business perspective first. This is a golden rule. You are not doing accounting for Mukesh Ambani or for Anil Ambani or for any other Ambanis. You are doing accounting for Reliance. Right. So we just have to make this thing very much sure that we are doing accounting for business, business, and business. That's it. Now, moving forward. So I hope this particular first point is very much clear to you that what is economic event. Now, if I move forward to bring back that same definition again. Right. So accounting can be defined as a process. I have told you the second point first because second point is more relevant than first. So once we know that what is an economic event, now we will be understanding that how this economic event is identified, measured, recorded, and communicated. Moving forward, my friends. Okay. Now, identifying basically means to understand that whether this is an economic event or not, right? It means determining what transactions to record, to identify the events to be recorded. This is what identifying means. Events that are considered as financial character to be recorded. Now, what is identifying? Tell me one thing, my friend. Tell me one thing. If my manager is happy today, is this an economic event? I need answers in the chat box. If my manager is happy today, is this an economic event? No, right? This isn't any event only. This is a normal event, but I cannot classify this as an economic event. So identifying means what? To check on three pillars, right? Identifying means what? To check on three pillars that whether this activity or whether this transaction is an economic event or not. And how will you check? How will you check? Is this the transaction? Is it having a monetary value? Will it affect the financial health of the company? right? If all the three answers is yes, then yes, you will say that, sir, I have identified that yes, this is an economic event. Hello, are you able to connect with me or not? All of you, are you able to connect with me or not? So basically, in identifying, we basically check what, that whether the transaction which is happening in my company, or the situation or the event which is happening in my company, is this an economic event or not? Simple, right? Once you identify that yes, sir, this is an economic event, then you measure it. Measure in what terms? In monetary terms, right? So in measuring, you try to check that whether something is a, like, what is the monetary value of it. First, if I go in identifying again, let's bring some examples. Will change in managerial policies of the company to be recorded? You just basically have to tell me whether this first example is an economic event or not. Tell me, all of you. Is I would say, will change in managerial policies of the company to be recorded? No, right? Because this is a policy. For example, if I just say that my company has changed the policy that from tomorrow you have to wear a yellow tie, how will I associate a monetary value to it? I cannot, right? So this is not an economic event. Economic event ke liye the three conditions have to be fulfilled. It needs to be a transaction, it needs to be affecting the financial health, and it needs to be measured in monetary terms. Even if the answer of one question is no, then it's not an economic event. Second, will appointment of new person will be recorded in accounting? Let's say that I have replaced one particular leader and now a new person is coming. This cannot be recorded, right? Because this will not affect the financial health of the company. Yes, if I say like this, understand it like this. Suppose a new leader is coming and the old leader is going out. The salary of a new leader is, let's say, 1 lakh rupees. Will this be recorded? The salaries of 1 lakh rupees will be provided to the new leader. Yes, this will be recorded because this will affect the financial health of my company. Right? Payment of salaries, yes, it will be recorded as an economic event in your company. Right? So you have to check that how first identification happens. Once you identify, then you move to measure. कि कितना है? You have to check the quantity, right? So this is where the second step of accounting process comes into the picture, right? It means quantification, including estimates of business transactions. See, everything is coming at transaction only. So first you check the transaction only, right? And yes, there are multiple and crores of transactions. Even in my dad business, which is on a mediocre scale, lakhs of transaction happen. So think of Reliance, how many transactions they will be doing, right? So there are multiple transactions. And the first principle which Reliance applies, that is this an economic event? I cannot record all the events, right? I cannot record all the transactions. I have to check that is this an economic event, right? And yes, for once you understand this thing, the next classes will be very easy. But once you don't understand that how to identify an economic event, you will be doing wrong recording. And once the accounts are recorded in a wrong format, beta garg. Beta garg means all collapse. Okay. Now, if event cannot be quantified in monetary terms, it is not considered for recording in financial accounts. Simple. So all the three examples, if I put forward the same story, that I cannot record example 1 and example 2 because they are not even economic event. So once they are not an economic event, why will I go to measure them? But in the third case, it was an economic event. And if I tell you the payment of salaries was 10,000, in that case, you will definitely say that, yes, this is an economic event. The value is 10,000. Let's record it. Let's record it. And this is where the third step is coming. Third step is what? Recording itself, right? Once your identification and measuring is done, what else you are left to do with? You will record it. And there are a systematic records. There are principles of record. There are multiple rules which you have to follow. You would have heard about debit credit. That we will understand in the tomorrow's class. But the principles we will understand in today's class, which is happening in evening. Right? So recording means what? That you will do a systematic recording. ऐसा नहीं कि कुछ भी लिख दिया, right? It should not be done in shabby manner. It has to be systematic in chronological order. Chronological order means what? Date wise. Simple. Those who have understanding of management concepts, there is one study of communication which goes by the name of chronomics. Chronomics basically means studying the communication with the time period, right? This I will explain you in management again. But chronological order means what? Date wise. For example, let's say that on 1st of January, I have done 10 transactions and all these 10 transactions are economic event. I will record them first. Then I will record the transactions of 2nd January. Then I will record the transaction of 3rd January. Then 4th, then 5th, and then throughout the month. I cannot do like, sir, today I think the transactions of 4 should be recorded. So let's record the transaction of 4th January first, and I will record the transaction of 1st January later. No, this is not allowed. You have to follow the proper chronology, right? So chronology basically means what? To write the transactions date wise, right? And once your recording is done, then you just have to communicate. Communicate to those people who have certain stake in your company. For example, let's say that I have some shares of Reliance, or I have invested, or let's say that I have put my money into Reliance. I have given some loan to Reliance, right? Now I am becoming interested user of Reliance. Interested user, why? I'm using the word interested user. Why? Because I have certain interest in Reliance. Let's say that I have given 1 crore ka loan. If I have given 1 crore rupees as a loan to Reliance, in that case, I need to know that how Reliance is using that particular money. I also need to know that is Reliance giving me the interest on that particular loan or not. I need to be aware of the financial health of Reliance so that I can be assured that Reliance will give that money back to me because this is a loan, right? So on loan, you get your principal back after some period of time, right? So if you see, communicating means what? That whatever you have recorded, you have to communicate it. So the information recorded is regularly communicated through the accounting reports to various people in the organization, and these various people can be government of India also. For example, tell me, government of India will definitely collect the taxes from Reliance. Government of India will definitely check that whether Reliance is doing pollution or not. So all of this particular recording you are not just doing for your own sake, you are doing it to give certain information to multiple other people who have certain stake or interest in your company. And I hope you remember the new definition of accounting is what? To provide the information also so that you can make your decisions. Today, for example, if Reliance is not doing recording, how will I come to know that whether Reliance is in profit or not? And if the profit numbers are not out, how will I say that whether Reliance is a good company or not? Today, when the profit numbers are out, then I compare it to the other company. And then I say that yes, Reliance is a very good company because their profits are rising. So Reliance have communicated, right, that this is my profit, dude. If you want to invest, you can check on my profits, right? And these reports or these different I would say what, the recordings helps you to make better decisions. Simple. And this is where the process of accounting completes, right? You identify, measure, record, and communicate the required information related to what? Related to what? Hello, tell me. You identify, measure, record, and communicate the required information related to what? Fill in the blanks. Please tell me. Please tell me. Yes, very good. Economic events. Identifying, measuring, recording, communicating the required information for economic events. Right? And economic events are of what? Organization only. Economic events are related to the organization itself, the business. Yes, very good. It is related to the company itself or the enterprise. So, identifying, measuring, recording, communicating the required information related to the economic events of an organization. Now, you are not doing accounting for me. You are doing accounting for a business, right? So for a business, there will be lakhs of accounting events or sorry, economic events. So you have to record all of these economic events through the process of identifying, measuring, recording, and communicating. Then comes the very interested point, interested users. Now, who are these interested users? This I have already told to you. Interested users are basically those people who have certain stake or certain interest or certain value in the company. For example, don't you think employees will have certain interest in the company? Tell me yes or no in the chat. Can I say that employees are definitely an interested users of the company? Yes, because as an employee, I will get my salary from the company itself. So I have certain interest. अगर कंपनी डूबेगी तो मेरी सैलरी भी नहीं आएगी. If company falls, then I will not get my salary. So I have to be dependent. I have certain interest in the company, right? Owners also have certain interest in the company. And always remember, my friend, that business is different from the owner. So if I call this person as the owner over here, this is the business or this is the company enterprise or the organization and owner is there. You are doing accounting for business only, not for the Mr. Owner, right? So understand this thing. If owner is there, will he have certain interest in the company? Yes, he will definitely have. Why? Because he will be drawing out the profits. He will be making sure that he gives certain money to the company and he withdraws it at when the time will come, right? Today, for example, if you watch Shark Tank, right, which is definitely a good thing to watch, these people who are sitting as sharks, why they are so much listening about the company? Because they have to give money. And before you give money, you want to take as much information as possible, right? So interested users are basically those people who have certain stake in the company or who have certain interest in the company. So like economic event can be internal and external, interested users can also be internal and external. Internal users will include those people who are working in the boundaries of the company. External users are those people who are outside the company. Outside the company as in like outside the premises of the company. So CEO, CFO, vice president, business unit managers, plant managers, store managers, line supervisors, these are basically the people who are working inside the company. And yes, don't worry for line supervisors, plant managers. These you will understand once you understand the management hierarchy. Top level, middle level, low level. For that, we will understand in management classes. But right now, those who are working inside the companies, these are basically the employees only, right? And employees are the internal users for sure, right? External users are basically those people who are outside the company. Like for example, the customer, a shareholder. Shareholder means what? Certain person who holds the shares of the company. Now if you don't know the meaning of share, don't worry, that we will understand in finance class, right? But if you know the basic understanding, share is basically a part of a company, एक company का हिस्सा. So if you have purchased one share, you have purchased certain part of ownership of the company, right? Creditors, government and tax authorities, regulatory agencies, stock exchanges, and customers. These are external users. Today, stock exchanges like SEBI. Today, let's say any enterprise which is registering on BSC or on NSC, they are starting their business. Like for example, Tata Capital IPO came just few days back, right? So how much Tata Capital is earning? How much is the total employee strength in the Tata Capital? All of this information was given to SEBI. And then SEBI reads it and then gives the green flag to Tata Capital that yes, you can go and register, right? So this is the interested users. Keep it very simple. Interested users are basically having some interest in the company, and you can have multiple interest, but you need to choose any one party. Like either you are internal or either you are external. Simple story. So that completes our overall understanding of this definition, that accounting can be defined as a process of identifying, measuring, recording, communicating the required information related to the economic events of the organization, not of the owner, to the interested users. Okay, so this is what you have to understand in the definition. Hello, everybody. Clear, all of you? If then, like in the chat, there is one person who is asking if a new member is recruited, can it be recorded? No, it cannot be recorded. It will be used in HR, like human resource department. They will be doing certain, entries, but we are not concerned that how HR department is doing. HR department will be writing, Ramesh has gone out and let's say Ram has come in. So this is not accounting. This is just writing things. Okay, accounting means that you follow the principles of accounting, which I will tell you in the next class also. So in recording, it's like more of, I would say what, more of systematic manner. Kapil is asking this particular question. Owner is internal or external user of the business? You only tell me, all of you. One doubt is there. Owner is internal or external user? Ask yourself, is owner working in the business? The answer is yes, so he will be internal. Simple. Any other doubt? And yes, please do not use private messages because I will be focusing on the what this this free flow communication, right? So everything clear, give me a thumbs up in the chat box because we have completed first topic. Now we are moving to the second one. Clear, everybody? This is basically what accounting is. And yes, in first 2 to 3 classes, I will be going bit slow so that you everybody connect with me. And yes, how many students are sitting? 87, and I'm not able to see any of the replies of 87. So if you do not participate, leave the class right now only. Cool. Now, now let's move forward to what flow of accounting information. Now, this is a very small topic. So this is the flow, and this is the image which I have taken from NCRTs. See, the flow basically starts from economic event, right? Then you start your accounting process. Then you communicate the accounting information, and then your decision makers can use it. Now you will be getting a bit confused over here, but I will try my best that you don't get confused. Economic events, I hope that you know more about it because economic events we have discussed a lot, so I'm not repeating the same definition again. So what is economic event and how to record it, that we will understand later. But what is an economic event? I hope you know about it, right? Just give me a minute. Yes. And now we are moving to accounting process. Can somebody think that what is an accounting process? Just try to go back and try to tell me what is an accounting process. I am asking this question to all of you. What is an accounting process? I have told you that if you have to record an economic event, you start with what? Tell me the first one. Recording transactions, yes, identifying, measuring, recording, and communicating. So you are doing communicating and accounting process also. And again, you are doing communicating as the third step in flow of accounting information. So what is this like kind of a confusing thing? See, the process which I told you initially, that is recording, like identifying, measuring, recording, and communicating the required information related to economic events. Over here, I'm mentioning about one single economic event. Like first, you will identify the economic event, and then you will do the accounting process for each and every entry. For each and every entry. But tell me, if you have to make a decision and if you have to put, let's say, 10 lakh of rupees in one particular company, will you check each and every entry or will you check the summary of that particular entries which have been done by business? Let me make it more clear. For example, if there are thousands of economic events, now will you go and check as a person who has to invest 10 lakh rupees in a company? Will you check the summaries or will you check each and every entry one by one? You will check the summary, right? So see, once you are following the accounting process, which is my step number 2 over here, I am communicating or I am identifying, measuring, recording, and communicating each and every transaction. But if I provide summary of it, this is where your step number 3 is. Right? So in step number 3, you are providing the summary of all the economic events, right? And in step number 2, you are following that, yes, you are trying to check each and every economic event. So once you give the summary to that particular person who is willing to invest 10 lakh of rupees in your company, that will be very, very good. So once you provide the summary, that particular decision maker will be able to make a good decision. And then, yes, the again picture follows. Again, the same picture that you have economic events, you try to follow the accounting process, and then you provide the summary, which is accounting, communicating accounting information to the decision makers. So this is how this whole cycle is being formed. Right. So I hope this is also very much clear. Clear, everybody. Just write yes in the chat because now we will be doing some concept checks and that completes your 2 topics of the day. So try to answer which of the following is the first step in accounting, and I need responses from everybody. If you are not responding, then you are fooling yourself. Chaliye, what is the first step in accounting? Yes, identifying the economic transactions or the economic events. Do not get confused. Economic events is nothing, it is economic transactions only. Moving forward to second thing. Which of the following is considered, which of the following transaction is to be recorded in accounting? Change of reimbursement policy, payment of salaries, change in transportation route, release of holiday calendar. Yes, the answer will be 2. Now, all of these things will just help you in some manner once you move ahead to accounting standards, final accounts, but this will set your base, right? So that fear will come out that yes, we are able to understand some things. Moving forward, so we have now completed topic number 1, topic number 2, and now we are moving to sub-disciplines and the branches of accounting, right? So let's move forward to understand the sub-disciplines. Now, there are basically three sub-disciplines which we have to understand: financial accounting, cost accounting, and management accounting. First, financial accounting basically means to provide a systematic record. Basically, in Aam Bhasha or in regular Bhasha or in regular language, this basically means to provide a summary of all the economic events which you have recorded in your books. So financial accounting is basically like preparing a systematic record of financial transactions, the preparations and the presentation of financial reports like income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. Through income statement, you will come to know income statement is also known as profit and loss statement. So through income statement, you will come to know that whether the company is going in profits or whether the company is going in losses. Once we go on the class of income statement, I will tell you that there is no one kind of profit. First, you calculate gross profit, then operational profit, then you calculate EBIT, earning before interest and tax, and then you calculate your net profit, which is also known as profit after tax. So this is not just one profit. There are multiple types of profits which we will understand in income statement. But what is the major understanding which you need to draw? That income statement, sir, is that particular statement which will tell you whether the company is in profit and loss. And this is a kind of a summary only. I am not going through thousands of economic transactions. I am going through income statement to understand that whether Reliance is having profits or losses, or Reliance or any other company, Tata's, Adani's, and whatnot. Right? So this financial accounting basically provides you three most important documents or the basic summaries. These are also known as final accounts. Final accounts, as in like final presentation of the overall summary of the business, right? So, income statement, I have told you. Balance sheet will basically tell you about assets and liabilities. Now, those who don't know what assets and liabilities is, listen to this. Assets is basically all your property which you can sell and earn money from it. This is a very basic definition. I will tell you what assets is. Don't worry. We will cover assets today only. But right now, to explain you what is balance sheet will show you what is your assets and what is your liabilities. Balance sheet will not show you the profit and losses because that is the responsibility of income statement. So what is assets, by the way? What is assets? Assets is basically your property. For example, I have my phone with me. Is this my property? Yes. I can go in the open market and I can sell it. For example, this headset, which I am using right now, is this my property? Yes. I can go and sell this headset on some online marketplace, right? So whatever you have and whosoever you have, like you can just say, like for example, the AC on my head, this is also an asset for me because I can go and sell this particular AC in the market and I can earn revenue from it. So whatever you have, it's your own property. And yes, the technical definition will come bit later, but right now asset basically means your property. Now look around you. Whatever assets you are having, try to write in the chat box. Look around you, like just see your, I would say, what your surroundings from whatever you are sitting. Phone I have told, so phone I will not take. Yes, very good. Furniture, the laptop from which you are listening this particular class, very good. Jewelry, very good. Table, very good. Bed, fan, speaker, all of these are what? Assets. Cooler, yes, very good. Right? Clothes, again, very good. So all of this is what? Assets only. Now you have to classify these assets in multiple categories, which I will explain you a bit later. You forget about the most important asset, your vehicles also. Can you sell your vehicle in the open market to earn money from it? Yes. So it will be an asset. So if I have to see the property of Reliance, I will not go to income statement. I will go to the balance sheet. I will ask Reliance, Reliance, give me your balance sheet. I want to check your assets, right? And what is liability? Liability is basically all your obligations which you have to pay, right? Liabilities are all your obligations which you have to pay. For example, if I have taken a loan from the bank, so this loan I have to pay back, right? I have to pay the interest on that loan. So this is all your liability. Tell me, once you take any kind of udhar from your friend, is this a liability? Is this a liability? Answer is yes. So basically, balance sheet will tell you that these are your properties and these are your liabilities, right? And you try to check that what are the totals of assets, what are the totals of liabilities. Now tell me, if any business, and this is very basic, right? If in any business assets are more than liabilities, is it good to know? Is it good or not? If You are talking about assets more than liabilities. Is this good? Yes, because you have more property than your obligations. But if I say that you have more obligations to pay and you have less assets, then it's the bad thing. राइट सो एसेट इज बेसिकली योर प्रॉपर्टी. अगर आपकी प्रॉपर्टी 10,000 रुपए की है बट आप पे लोन 1 लाख रुपए का है, तो यू कैन नॉट से दैट यू आर इन गुड सिचुएशंस. Right? So balance sheet, income statement, I have told you. More about asset and liability, we will understand a bit later. Then we have cash flow statement. Cash flow statement will basically tell you the incoming and outgoing of cash. Today, if I want to tell Reliance that Reliance tell me that how much cash has come to you, tell me the overall movement of cash. So Reliance will say, sir, take a look on our cash flow statement, which we have prepared for you. So cash flow statement is only talking about cash, cash and cash. And you have further categorization in cash flow statement, which we will understand in cash flow classes. Right? So income statement objective is to tell profit and losses. Balance sheet objective is to tell assets and liabilities. Cash flow statement will tell you about cash flow. Right? And yes, these reports are very, very important because on these reports only an investor like me will make a decision that whether I should go in or whether I should refrain from investing in Reliance. Right? And yes, all these reports are very important from the shareholder perspective, and they tell us as they tell about revenue profit of the company. So this is what financial accounting is. Basically, financial accounting is all about financial accounts, which will be prepared in three manners: income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow statement. Then you come to the cost accounting, right? Cost accounting is what? Cost accounting basically means that how you decide a cost of one particular product. Right. So if I have to sell one particular product, let's say the cost is coming out as rupees 100. How it came out as rupees 100? Why you are saying that you will sell at 100 and not at 80? So this all things will be addressed by cost accounting. And cost accounting is basically used for identifying the selling price of the product. Cost accounting assists in analyzing the expenditure, ascertaining the cost of various products manufactured. So I will write that yes, in the initial stage, the cost was rupees 10, then it was 20, then it was 30. And I'm also mentioning my profit as rupees 40. So I will combine all of this and I will make my selling price. Right? Once the expenditure is known, selling price can be fixed. This is for internal management. Like, tell me frankly, when the Parle-G biscuit is for rupees 10, how many of you think that you should write a mail to the owner of Parle-G and ask that tell me how this rupees 10 came? Nobody do, right? Because this is for internal use. This is not for external users, right? So cost accounting will only be used by for in the internal wings of the company. But for outside users, you provide financial accounting. And then comes your management accounting. Management accounting basically deals with management only. It will be dealing with how I have to allocate the budgets between different departments, how I have to make sure that I take on multiple people in my company, right? If I have to grow big, then I cannot grow big without human resource. I will have to recruit more and more people. So management accounting is all about management, right? How you have to take certain decisions as a leader, how many leaders you need in a company. So overall, largely as per your syllabus, we will study about financial accounting in commerce and accounts, and cost accounting you will understand in the classes of costing. Okay, management accounting is not there in your syllabus, so do not go that much deep. Management is there in your syllabus, which is static, but management accounting is not there. Cost accounting, costing, and overall commerce and account discussions will happen in financial accounting only. Right? Now let's move forward to understand another subheading, which is characteristics of accounting information. But I hope the first three headings are very much clear to you. All of you, please let me know in the chat. Clear? All of you, clear everybody? In the YouTube, all my students who are listening to me. Moving ahead to characteristics of accounting information. Now there can be two sets of accounting. Correct, sir. Is wait. There is one doubt related to Bitcoin. Sir, is Bitcoin fall in balance sheet or in cash flow? See, you don't right now run ahead of me, but I will still answer your question. See, whatever profit and losses you are happening from Bitcoin, that will be recorded in your income statement, right? So in income statement, you will write everything. You will not write that each and every loss, you will combine them and you will put under one particular heading, which I will teach you in your income statement, right? So all the profit and losses, like how your profit came, what were your total expenses, that will be shown in income statement. And there can be hundred of expenses, there can be lack of expenses, but accounting tells us to provide information in a summary manner, not in a kind of a detailed manner. Because if I provide the overall economic events in detailed manner, that will lead to the frustration in the end user, because he or she will have to read a lot. But if you provide a summary, then it's good, right? So your answer will be in, I would say, what, income statement, not in balance sheet. Balance sheet is about assets and liabilities. Cash flow is about cash is coming from which particular activities and it is going where, in which particular activities, right? Like for example, if I'm raising 1 lakh of rupees, I have got rupees 1 lakh from bank. So I have taken loan. So loan is like money is coming in my business. Think from a business. If I take a loan, money will come from a bank account to my account. Or you can say money will come from the bank's perspective to my perspective or to my business perspective. Then I will be using this particular money to do multiple expenses. Like if I take a loan of rupees 1 lakh from bank, then I will be taking this particular loan to do certain expenses, right? So this is what cash flow will tell you. But for Bitcoin, your answer should be income statement. Moving forward to the characteristics of accounting information. Now there is qualitative and quantitative. Quantitative is very, very easy. Quantitative is very, very easy, right? Quantitative is very, very easy. But qualitative, you have certain heads. First in qualitative is reliability. Reliability means what? That you need to provide your accounts error free or bias free. For example, if I am biased against girls, if I'm biased against boys, then I will skip recording. I will say that I will only record the transactions for boys and I will skip girls recording, or I will skip that particular recording which is associated to a woman. So this is not a good fundamental of accounting. You need to provide that particular information which is reliable. Reliable means that I can trust that you have not done some error. For example, tell me if there is a chartered accountant and if there is any era gera person, XYZ person, which particular person will provide you more reliable information? A CA or a different person? A CA only, right? A CA has completed his all, multiple years of preparation. So he will be definitely be making sure that he has no errors in the accounts which he prepares. I will not trust on the person who is just coming out of the bed and he is saying that I will prepare your accounts, right? So reliability means what? That your accounting information which you are feeding to the end user, it should be error free. Then comes your relevance. Relevance means that you need to provide information on time. For example, if we are sitting in the year 2025, tell me, does the income statement of the year 1990 matters to you that much, or does the income statement of the past 5 years matters to you that much? Tell me. Option A or option B? Option A or option B? Obviously the B one, because in relevance I need the recent information. Don't need the old Zamanas ka information. Yes, I can just need one particular year of 1990, but if I just say that you also have to get the information of 20 years back or 30 years back, it doesn't make any sense, right? For example, there are multiple good companies which have collapsed, ILFS, right? There are multiple good companies like Yes Bank, they have collapsed, and you are checking their income statement of the recent year only. In the past, they were performing so good, right? But in recent years, they are not able to perform so good. So you have to check the relevant information, right? Nokia, yes. Understandability. Understandability means that you provide in a simple manner. For example, if I'm doing this much, like you are not able to understand that what I'm explaining to you. But if I explain you, this is nothing. This is just a kind of a spelling of my name. Then you will be able to understand it, right? So understanding means what? Mutual understanding. And yes, what is the essence of communication? Why we are doing accounting? To make sure that the business and the multiple users who are using this particular information can come on a mutual understanding, isn't it? So understanding means that I supply you that particular information, I give you that particular information, you study it, and you are able to have a mutual understanding with me. So this is what understandability means. Then comes your comparability. Comparability basically means it is very important that we compare accounting information over different periods, like how sale has increased from previous years. For this, the accounting report must use common unit of measurement and format of reporting. This basically means, my friends, comparability basically means that if I'm comparing year on year, like let's say that I'm comparing 2011 profit with 2012 profit, but in 2011 you were following different principle of accounting, and in 2012 you are following different principle of accounting. Then can I compare this particular 2 years? Can I compare 11 and 12 when the fundamentals of accounting are different in each years? The answer is no again. You need to be consistent. At the same time, let's say, like talking about Reserve Bank of India, previously they were using dollars in their, I would say, what balance sheet. Previously, by previously I mean 2015, 16. But then a Bimal Jalan committee came, and that particular committee said that you need to now use rupees, not dollars, as a unit of measurement in your balance sheet. Now, yes, those people who are very good when it comes to, converting Indian rupees to foreign exchange, they will be like, okay, we can compare the numbers. But for a normal human being, you will definitely have a problem in comparing dollars to rupees, because the rate of dollar will obviously move up. Sometimes it can go up, sometimes it can go down as well. Right? So comparability basically means that you follow one particular principle for a period of time. At the same time, this particular principle also means that I'm comparing. When I'm comparing, so there should be a common base. It should not be like that you are walking on x-axis, the other person is walking on the y-axis. So this is what reliability, relevance, understandability, and comparability means. Adding two more to the list is consistency. Consistency comes from comparability only. Or you can say that if you are consistent, then it will lead to comparability in a better manner. Comparability means you are doing comparison. If I'm comparing apple to oranges, so this is, I would say, what? This is comparability. Consistency means what? That you follow same principle over and over year again, so that your comparability becomes easy. Hello, everybody connected or not? Hello, everybody connected? That what is consistency and what is comparability, right? And then comes your verifiability. Verifiability basically means that if I ask you for a proof, you need to tell me that yes, sir, here is the proof. For example, if I tell Reliance tell me that you have told to me that you have sold goods of rupees 1 crore. Now give me all those different sale invoices, give me all the sales bills, give me all the sales, I would say, what information through vouchers or through multiple, like you have to prove that particular sales कि ये 1 crore का number कहाँ से आया. So this is verifiability. Verifiability basically means that you back your statement. Right? So for example, in Shark Tank also, if you see that particular, all the different companies, they are just telling that our gross margin is 60%, our EBITDA, earning before interest and taxes, is somewhere around 4%, our net profit is 3% and whatnot. This they have just said. But once the episode completes, the person who is investing will check all the things, and this is where verifiability comes into the picture. Right? So verifiability basically means that you prove that how you have stated that particular number. For example, how will you prove? Tell me, how will you prove that you are a student of EduTap? Tell me, how will you prove that you are a student of EduTap? Yes, receipt, that you have paid for EduTap XYZ rupees. This is the receipt. So I am a student of EduTap. Simple. Right? Moving forward. So this completes our 4 headings: meaning, flow, subdisciplines, and characteristics. But before I move to the objectives, I want you to solve certain questions. Then we will move ahead to the objectives also. Right? So don't worry, I will take this particular call. Verifiability and reliability. Reliability is that you are free from errors. Okay, free from errors. Verifiability means that you make sure that you provide certain information that backs your statement. But yes, again, they are on kind of, all the things are on same line only. It basically proves that whatever you are doing accounting in the best manner as possible. Right? What about quantitative characteristics? Very good. We have discussed about qualitative. Quantitative characteristics are the same things, like you are taking the monetary value of the transactions, you are recording that. So quantitative characteristics means what? Monetary value. That is this particular transaction having some monetary value. If yes, then record it. If yes, then communicate it. So the same thing. So qualitative is more important than quantitative, right? In quantitative, let's say that the salary figure is coming out as 10,000. So that is quantitative. That is a monetary value. But the real value is 10,000 and you are writing it as 1 lakh rupees or you are writing it as 1,000 rupees. So this is not reliable then. This is not good then, right? So quantitative and qualitative both move hand in hand, right? Everybody clear? All of you? Cool. Now, let's finish this heading only, objectives of accounting, and then I will show you the questions. Okay, so we will solve previous year questions as well. Objectives of accounting. So there are four major objectives. First is the maintenance of records of business transactions. Do I need to tell you something over here? Tell me. Is this understandable by yourself that how you maintain the records of business transactions? Clear? So I'm not wasting my time over here because this is very basic and we have done a lot of discussion. Calculation of profit and loss. Tell me through which particular financial statement you will come to know that whether the company is in profit or loss. Tell me. Income statement, which is also known as yes, profit and loss statement. Depiction of financial position. If you have to check the assets and liabilities, which particular financial statement will help you? Which particular financial statement will help you? Balance sheet. So depiction of financial position means what? That's how many assets are there and how many liabilities are there. And if I have to check, I will go to the balance sheet, right? So this is what your three objectives is. Clear, everybody? Do I need to repeat it? That how recordings, calculation of profit and loss, depiction of financial positions happens. Hello, everybody? No, right? And the last is providing accounting information to the users. So all your business, all your interested users, they have to make sure what? That you are providing the information which is true. Why we have not included cash flow? You can include it. There is no, like, this is not the hard list. You can definitely include that. If like cash is the something which is the blood of a business. So if you see, my friends, if you want to check that where the cash is coming from, where the cash is moving out, then you can write about your cash flow as well. Consistency use, yes, very good, Uma. Consistency example can be again with the help of GDP numbers. Arpit, you have raised your hand. I will give you time to unmute, but right now allow me to move ahead to certain questions. Okay, so we have completed 6 headings till now, right? Arpit, you write your doubt. I will take it. Don't worry. So try to answer this question. Which of the following is not a business transactions? Come on. Bought furniture, 10,000 for business, paid salaries for employees, paid son fees from the personal bank account, from her personal bank account. All of you are who are saying three. Why the answer? Why? What is the reason behind your answer for third one? Like why you are going for three? What is the reason? Yes, very good. This student Harsh, that this is a not a business related transaction. We will not do anything which is not associated to the business. We will do accounting for business only. So if Mr. XYZ, who is the owner of my business, if he is doing something from his own personal account, let him do it. But if he is withdrawing from the business account, then yes, I will record it. Hello, everybody connected or not? That you need to check that whether business is getting affected or not. If the business is getting affected, then I will be going for option number three. Oh, sorry. If the business is getting affected, then only I will record it. But in this case, if you check option number three, son fees paid from her own personal bank account, this will not be recorded. But if I say like this, that son fee was paid from the business account, then it be recorded? The answer will be yes. Okay. Next question, which is the last step of accounting? Accounting as a process of information. What is the last step? Yes, the last step will be what? Communication of information. So you have what? Identifying, measuring, recording, and communicating. right? So you see that if you have to do for one transaction, the last step will be what? Communicating only. Moving forward, try, why not two? Preparation and summaries. Preparation and summaries, I have told you, my friend, this is a kind of a loop. Like if you go back to that particular image, we provide the summaries over here. We provide the summaries over here, right? And this is not the last step. The question was asking you regarding the accounting process. So in accounting process, if you know that we talked about communication, so communication will become the last step, right? Clear now? Interpretation, in what sense you are asking, Srinivas? Now, whatever question number it is, which quantitative characteristic is reflected when the accounting information is clearly presented? Clearly presented. So understandability, relevance, comparability, or reliability. Reliability means what? Error free. Comparability, you are comparing apple to oranges. Relevance means what? It should be relevant to the time, right? The answer over here should be what? Try to mark your answers. Everybody, I request you to mark your answers. Yes, very good. In the chat also of YouTube. Yes, you have to choose any one, right? Choose any one. Those who are saying D, clearly presented. Has the particular question talked about any errors and anything else? No, right? So the answer will be option number A only, which is understandability. Understandability means what? That you give me a basic picture. I cannot say relevance because relevance has to be with respect to time. Comparability, you are comparing two different years or you are comparing two different companies. Reliability means error free, which was not the keyword in the option. So therefore answer will be A. Second one, using of common unit of measurement or common format of reporting promotes what? Again, the answer will be option number A, which is comparability. Now, which of the following is not a qualitative characteristics of accounting? Which of the following is not a qualitative? So you have understandability, relevance, responsibility is odd one, so it will be out. Now let's move forward to solve some previous year questions as well. First, SEBI Grade A Phase 1 2022. Which of the following is not a qualitative characteristics of accounting? So you can see that they have asked this particular question in like in phase 2 also in 2024. So I'm quite surprised that they are asking this easy question in phase 2. Come on, I need the answer for the first one. Accountability is not the first, right? Accountability is not a qualitative characteristic, so your answer will be A over here. Which of the following is not a qualitative characteristics of accounting information? Reliability, conformability, एक तो ये वर्ड्स भी बहुत कंफ्यूजिंग है. Reliability, conformity, relevance, understandability, consistency. So answer will be option number B, which is your conformity, right? Conformity is not any making any sense. Clear everybody till now? Now we are moving ahead to basic terms. So hardly 30 more minutes and then I will wind up. Sir, my doubt, can we use balance sheet for P&L? How? You cannot use because see, you are running ahead of me now. But still, I will address your doubt because see, if you are using balance sheet for P&L, then why you need P&L, right? Now you can also say, sir, I will write my assets and liabilities in P&L. I will write my profit and losses in balance sheet. This is not allowed, right? This is the language. This is the language, and you cannot manipulate the language. For example, tell me if I spell cat, cat stands for CAT. Why CAT stands for this? Why it does not stand for TAC? Right? So you cannot make any languages, you cannot make any changes to the language. This is already written. This is already written. So you have to justify it like this only, that income statement is for profit and losses only. You cannot change it until unless you give your own theory, right? So whatever we have to follow, it is given in the books of accounts. Income statement is for profit and losses. Balance sheet is for your, I would say what? Assets and liabilities. You cannot change it. As simple as that. Okay. Yes, cool. Now let's move forward to understanding the basic terms. So till now, if you see, if the flow of the class has to be noticed, we started with meaning of accounting, then the flow of accounting information, sub-disciplines we have covered, characteristics also we have covered, objectives also. Can I move ahead to the last heading of the class, which is related to basic terms? Everybody, Oh wow, there are 97 people, but I am not still happy. Why? Because some people are joining in between, some are joining very late. So if you join in late, it's totally your responsibility to ask the doubts in the end. So please join the class at 7:30. Moving forward, my friends, to understand the basic terms. Asset. This I have already explained to you. Assets basically means what? My property. Simple. So now let's try to read the technical definition. An asset is a resource. An asset is a resource with economic value. Tell me, if I take my phone, this is iPhone, right? Model 11, iPhone 11, which I purchased in 2021. Okay, so this is iPhone 11. How much value do you think it will have? Those who understand iPhone, or you can take any random guess also. Objective section not covered. Objectives we have covered, right, Harsh? That all the four objectives. What is the value of iPhone 11 according to you? See, somebody is writing 10,000, 30,000, 5,000. Less, very good answer. Less compared to the original price, 20 lakhs. Yes, you can give any value. So every asset will have an economic value. Can we make a statement like this? Yes or no? Every asset will have an economic value. Or I should say it like this. Most of the assets or majority of the assets will have an economic value. Yes. You can, there are certain exemptions which you will understand once you move ahead. So the right statement should be what? Majority of the assets will have an economic value. In fact, the bottle which I'm using, this also has an economic value, right? So I hope you understand that why asset has an economic value, because you have to relate it to the practicality, right? So asset is a resource means what? Resource means something which I am able to use. Can I use this mobile phone for my activities? Yes, I'm using. Can this bottle be used? Yes, I'm using. So an asset is a resource which will have an economic value that an individual, corporation, or a country's owns or control means what? Your property only, right? Today, I have this particular phone. I am calling this as my property. Why? Because I am the owner of it. I can control it. I can switch it off. I can start it. I can throw it off. I can do whatever I want to do, right? So once you become owner of something, you control it, right? So what is the summary of this controlling and owning? Nothing. You are having a property. Simple. Now, moving forward, an asset is a resource with economic value that individual, corporation, or a country. Individual means one person, corporation is a company, or a country like India, owns or control with the expectations that it will provide you certain future benefit. Definitely, this phone is serving me for last 4 years. This laptop which I have is serving me for last 8 years. Right? So this basically means what? That an asset is a resource which you control, and this particular asset will help you in the future of time period. But this is the technical definition, and nobody is asking you the technical definition. So what you should remember, asset is basically my property through which I can earn certain amount of money. Hello, am I connected or not? Am I connected or not? All of you. Simple, right? And there can be two type of assets now. You have current asset and you have a non-current asset. Current, see, understand this very carefully because this is fundamental of accounting. Current asset is basically that asset which can be liquidated in less than an year, right? Now, listen to me. Current asset is basically that particular asset which you can sell in less than 1 year, or you can liquidate it. Liquidate means what? That you can get money from it in less than 1 year. For example, this bottle which I am having in my hand, can I sell this bottle in next coming 1 year to earn money from it? Tell me yes or no. Can I do so? Yes, it will be a current asset then. It will be a current asset for me. But if I talk about my home which I am sitting, if I talk about in my home, now many people will say, sir, you can sell your house in 1 year, right? But many people will say, sir, it will take some time. So how the home which I'm living, this is not a current asset. Current assets are very liquid. It is like a moment, a thought came to my mind that I have to sell this particular asset. I will sell it and I will earn money from it. Isn't it? But can I say that house is a current asset? Can I say that house is a current asset? No. House is a non-current asset, and non-current assets are also known as your fixed assets. Fixed assets are basically those assets wherein you will utilize its value. You will use that particular asset for a number of years. It can be more than 1 year. It can be 2 years. It can be 3 years. It can be 10 years. Like I'm living in this house for last 8 years. So this will never be a current asset, right? The laptop which I'm using right now, it is there with me for for past 6 years. So it is again a kind of a fixed asset for me. So what is the fixed asset and current asset? Fixed asset is basically that particular asset which will give you a future benefit for more than 1 year. You can use this particular asset for more than 1 year, but a current asset will just give you a benefit of less than 1 year. Hello, am I able to connect with all of you or not? Hello, we will take some examples because with examples only things will be getting clear. For example, tell me the car which you are driving or the bike which you are driving. It is a current asset or it is a fixed asset? Just write CA for current, FA for fixed. FA for fixed and CA for current. It's a fixed asset, not a current asset. You use your bike for number of years, right? Now let's take some examples. Tell me the check which I have taken from Mr. Sham. The check which I have taken from Mr. Sham, will it be a current asset or a fixed asset? It will obviously be current asset because a check can only survive for like a limited period of time. It cannot survive for 10 years, right? Let's take some examples so that you understand more about it. Yes, very good. 3 months. Cash. Is cash a current asset? Is cash a current asset? Yes, because cash is something which you can mobilize every now and time, right? Cash is that particular thing which you can give to me from your pocket right away. So this is a current asset, right? Furniture, the furniture which you have in your company or in your house, this will be a fixed asset, right? This will be a fixed asset because I am utilizing the furniture for a number of years, not just for 1 year. Now see, nobody will say, sir, मेरी मर्जी मैं तो furniture एक महीने में बेच दूं, right? Nobody will say that because furniture which you have with you will be utilizing it for a period of time. Okay, tell me about plant and machinery. Plant and machinery will be a fixed asset. It will be a fixed asset. Why? Because you will be utilizing it for a period of time. Vehicles, building, all of these are what? Fixed assets. Stock. Now, stock basically means the raw material which you have in your godowns. Stock basically means what? Stock basically means your, I would say what? The inventory which you have in your godowns, right? So that inventory I have to sell so that I earn money from it. So that stock will be my current asset or fixed asset. Hello. Stock will be your current asset because it's the inventory. Inventory means what? Certain raw material which I have in my godown. I will be not just making sure that these different stocks which I have in my go down, they will not be used for 10 years or for 13 years. I will be utilizing them to make a raw material. I will be utilizing them to make finished products so that I can earn money from it. Equipments, computers. Equipment, see, whenever they are mentioning equipments, you have to take it as fixed asset only. For example, the charger. This can be an equipment in a company, right? So they will be utilizing it for number of years. The computer again is a part of furniture only, right? It's a kind of a system which you will be using for more than 1 year. So that will again be a fixed asset. Let's do some more activities. Cash in hand. I need answers from everybody, and there is some doubts request also. I will take. Do not break my flow like this because it will disturb the overall flow, right? Cash in hand, definitely it's a current asset. So we have to write CA. Furniture is the fixed asset. So we have to write FA. Building in which you are living, again a fixed asset. Now, what is this data? What is this data? Now, see, there are two people in a business, or you can say there are two people who are associated to a business. Now, data is that particular person who will give you the money in future. And data is that particular person who is an asset for a business because this particular person will pay you, right? Data means what? Data basically means that particular person who will give you the money, right? So for example, I have done some sales to you. Think me as a business. Think me as a business. I have given certain goods to you and you are saying that you will pay after 2 months. You will pay after 2 months. So after 2 months, I will get certain money from you. And what is asset? Which gives you certain money, right? So once you give me certain money, will not you be an asset for my business? You will definitely be. So debtor is basically that particular person जिससे मुझे पैसा लेना है, देना नहीं है, लेना है. So if I have to take certain money from you, this will be known as debtor. And all the people who who have the debtor's quality, they are also being kind of similar to accounts receivable and to trade receivables. So you will understand multiple terms now. Trade receivables, accounts receivable, debtors. These are all of kind of connected. Okay. Hello everybody. Connected or not? Hello everybody. Connected or not? Accounts receivable, debtors, right? Debtors. Like you can have your own pronunciation, but I will be calling them as debtors. Like this account receivable is nothing. Basically, it's a synonym to debtor. Trade receivable, again, nothing. It's a synonym to this. Yes, debtor is liable to pay to the business. You don't have to pay. पैसा आएगा जाएगा नहीं. Then you go to inventory. Come on, accounts receivable first. Tell me whether accounts receivable will be a current asset or not. Accounts receivable will be a current asset or not? Definitely they will be a current asset because debtors will pay you in less than 1 year only, right? Inventory or the stock of goods which you hold is again a current asset, right? Machinery is my fixed asset. Land again is my fixed asset. Fixed asset can also be called as what? Fixed asset can also be called as what? Is angel investors are account receivable? No, angel investors are investors. Tell me one thing. Is angel investor obligated to pay you? Tell me, once you go in Shark Tank as your company, do you have a deal in presumption? Like ये तो मेरे को मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. No, right? But debtor से तो आपको पैसा आना ही आना है, right? From debtors, you will definitely get the money. So you cannot say that angel investors are your debtors. Do not do it, right? Now moving forward. Where was we? Yes, what is the other name of fixed asset? What is the other name? Non-current assets, right? Land, office equipment. Office equipment is again my fixed asset, right? Patents you take for a longer period of time. Patents as in like this is the logo of my company and you cannot use it. So again, it's a kind of a fixed asset, right? Bills receivable. Bills receivable will be your current asset, right? But mind you, my friend, a debtor is that particular person from whom you will receive money. But there will be a person whom you have to pay money. That particular person is known as creditor. So creditor is basically your obligation. So if I have taken a loan, let's say from Sham, this particular loan is for 2 days. I have to pay the loan back to Sham after 2 days. So can I call Sham as a debtor or a creditor for my business? Tell me. Sham will be what? Debtor or a creditor? Yes, that will be a liability, and liability is for creditor. So you have to talk for a business. You have to talk for a business. So if I'm getting money from somebody, that particular person is debtor. But if I have to pay somebody, that particular person will be creditor. I hope this is very much clear to you. So can I say that creditor is a current asset? Can I say that creditor is a current asset? No, creditor is a current what? Liability. Liabilities I will explain you, but liabilities may be same ही होगा. Current liabilities and non-current liabilities. Current liabilities are those liabilities which you have to pay in less than 1 year. Long-term liability or your non-current liability is basically that you will take more than 1 year to pay. Okay, so I was talking to you regarding bills receivable. Tell me about bills receivable. Is it a current asset or a fixed asset? Is it a current asset or a fixed asset? It's a current asset. But wait a minute. If I write bills payable, if I write bills payable will be what? Current asset or a current liability? It will be a current liability. Don't get confused if you are not getting the answer because I am yet to explain you what is current liability. But those who have able to understand the concept over here, they can answer. So bill receivable is a current asset, but if I write bills payable, that will be a current liability. Okay. Bank balance. Bank balance is always what? Current asset because you can use your bank balance. Goodwill. Goodwill is basically your reputation, which you have built it across multiple years. So this will again be a fixed asset. Motor vehicles, again fixed asset. Short-term investments. Some people were writing about shares, right? So you once you write share, I will take it as a long term. If you are mentioning short-term shares, then I will mention it as a current asset. Hello. But if you go for long-term investments, this will be my fixed asset, or you can say non-current assets, and short-term investments are basically your current assets. Raw material is again your stock, which will be a current asset. Hello, everybody. Clear or not? All of you. All of you. So fixed deposit in a bank. Now see, if you cannot break a fixed deposit in a short period of time, so you will take it as a non-current asset only. Okay. How to measure goodwill? Nobody can. Goodwill is a number which you take it, like for example, if I say that goodwill of my business is 1 lakh, so you take it as simple as that. So goodwill is like you calculate goodwill through your CAs and for multiple people. Like for example, today Reliance has a goodwill of lakh and crores. Why you are able to say it? Because the business name is so huge. Okay. Can break an FD with penalty? Yes, you can do. But if I say fixed deposit, I will generally take it as non-current asset because I will be using that particular fixed deposit after 10 years or after 15 years. So always take the normal case, right? Shares are a part of assets but shown in liability. No, no, no. Right now, don't go into that particular context. You are bringing the double kind of entities. Right now, just understand the shares which you purchase for some other company, it can be short term and long term. So if it is a short term, then it will be a current asset. If you are buying it for long term, then it will be a non-current or a fixed asset. But generally in balance sheet, we will break everything. But right now, I'm just building your basic concepts. Okay. Now we come to liability. So liability can again be long term and it can be a short term. Short term liability will be called as a current liability. Long-term liability will be known as what? Non-current liability or a long-term liability. So tell me, if I have to pay a bank loan, if I have to pay a bank loan after 10 years, will it be current or non-current? Will it be current or long current? But can we count something as an asset which cannot be measured monetarily? No, no, goodwill, you are saying goodwill is something which we are measuring in monetary terms, right? Tell me, when it comes to liabilities, will it be a long term or a short term? When you are taking a loan for a long term, yes, it will be a non-current liability. And short term liability is something which you have to pay in less than 1 year, right? So you have one particular word which I will tell you right now, outstanding. Like for example, first tell me, is salary an asset or a liability for me? Is salary an asset for me or a liability for me? Salary. Salary is definitely a liability. How it can be an asset? Salary is a liability which I have to pay. And if I have to pay something, that's a salary, right? So that will be a liability. It will never be a kind of a, okay, yes, company perspective. You always have to check the company's perspective or the business perspective, right? So if I pay salary, it will be a liability. Now, if I say that I am yet to pay salaries for 5 years, I have not paid them and I have to pay them for 5 years at once. This will be known as outstanding salary, or it will be known as a salary which I have to pay. So outstanding means what? कि ये मुझे pay करना है. So can I say that outstanding salary is a current liability? Yes, salary is an expense. I'm not, I'm just building a concept for outstanding over here. Yes, so outstanding salary is your current liability. Simple. So remember, current liability is basically your what? That particular context wherein you just check that whether you have to pay them in less than a year or more than a year. If the answer is more than a year, then it will be a non-current liability. If the answer is less than a year, then it will be a current liability. Simple. End of story. Right? Moving forward to capital. Right? So right now we have understood about, I would say what, assets, current assets, non-current assets. We have understood about liabilities, current liabilities, non-current liabilities. Now we are moving to another term, which is capital and drawings. See, when the business starts, the owner of the business tries to put certain capital in the business. Capital is basically the amount invested in the business. Today, for example, business is an artificial person, right? This artificial person cannot just do the work by itself. You have to put certain money, then the work starts, right? So the capital is the initial amount which has been invested by the person who is starting the business, right? What you told about, okay, I will come to outstanding, don't worry, I will write it that I have to talk about outstanding again. I will talk about outstanding again, don't worry. Right now focus on the word capital. Capital basically means that particular amount of money which the person brings in the initial stages, or you can say like all the persons who are willing to become the owner of the business, they will have to put certain money, and this money will be known as what? Capital, right? So for example, In the initial days of Reliance, Dhirubhai Ambani ji or Mukesh Ambani ji invested lakhs of crores of rupees. So this lakhs and crores of rupees will be called as what? Capital. This lakhs and crores of rupees will be known as what? Capitals. In the later stages when the Reliance was growing, some more owners comes in. Some more owners comes in, right? So these owners are also putting some capital, right? Capital is nothing. It is the money which you are putting in the business. It can be in the form of money. It can be in the form of some assets also. Like if Reliance is using one particular car and this car has been given to the Reliance by the owner. So I will be calling this car as an capital only. I will be writing the monetary value of it. Right. So are you able to understand that what is capital? Hello, everybody. Capital is nothing. It is the money which has been brought by the owner. Now, if capital is money coming in the business, if the same person is withdrawing its capital, it will be known as drawing. Drawing is basically what? That the person who is the owner of the business, he is withdrawing certain money from the business. So let's say that this particular person invested 10,000 rupees in the business. So this 10,000 rupees will be what? Capital. But if he withdraws some amount of money, let's say 2,000 from the 10,000, then this 2,000 will be known as what? Drawings. Hello, everybody, connected or not? Hello, everybody, connected or not? All of you. Now, somebody was asking regarding outstanding. Outstanding basically means in Hindi, there is one particular word, bakaya. Bakaya means what? That you are yet to pay. You are yet to pay. So I use the example of outstanding salaries. Outstanding salaries means what? That I have to pay salaries for 6 months or for 5 months. Outstanding salaries for 5 months. Outstanding salaries for 4 months. Outstanding salary for 1 month. This basically means that I am yet to pay the salaries for 5 months, 4 months or for 1 month, whatever the case is. So outstanding basically means कि ये मुझे करना है, मैंने अभी करा नहीं है. Right? So outstanding salaries which are about to be paid in 5 months, what you will call it as? Current asset or non-current? Obviously, the answer will be current asset. Clear, everybody? All of you? EMI which you have to pay is again a current liability for you. Right. Yes, you can just for a basic understand overdue. Yes, you can call it as that as well. Moving forward to sales. Sales is something which I will do to the customer. Right? Sales is something which I will do to the customer. What is sales? Sale is something which you are selling a product and you are getting certain money from it. For EduTap, we sold you the course and you give us the money. Right? We sold you the course. So in EduTap, this was a sale. Now there can be two type of sales: cash sales and credit sales. Cash sales are basically those sales which are settled immediately. For example, you purchase the course, you give us the cash, that's the cash sales. Credit sales is basically that particular sales which you have to pay later on. For example, if I say that you take the course right now and you pay me after 5 years, or you pay me after 2 months, or you pay me after 3 months, the sale is not completed. Completed as in that I have sold you the product, but you will pay me after 5 months. So that is credit sales. जिसको बोलते हैं उधार में बेचना. So if you see, cash sales is I sold you the product, you give me the money right now only. Story closed. But if you talk about credit sales means what? When the sale happened, you will pay me after 5 years or after 2 months or after 3 months. So that is credit sales. The same story happens with purchases also. Purchase can also be cash purchase or credit purchase. For example, if I was purchasing a phone. Let's say that if I purchase this particular phone and I pay rupees 45,000 to the vendor directly, so this is cash purchase for me, right? And if you say that I will pay you after 5 months or I will pay you after 3 months, then it will be a credit purchase, right? Credit purchase, the best example will be your EMI. You are not paid yet. You will pay in the future. Hello, understanding or not? Everybody, understanding or not? Everybody, hello, how many students are sitting? 90, whatever the students are. Everybody, that what is cash sale and credit sales? What is cash purchase and credit purchase? Right? So this is where we complete all the important terms. Creditor, I have already explained to you. Tell me, creditor is an asset or a liability? Definitely it's a liability. Which kind of liability? Which kind of liability? Current liability. Right? It's a current liability which I have to pay, right? And opposite of creditor is what? Opposite of creditor is your debtor. right? Debtor will pay you. Debtor will not, you don't have to pay to him. That person will pay you. So जिससे लेना है वो debtor है, जिसको देना है वो creditor है. As simple as that. From whom you have to take is a debtor, to whom you have to pay is a creditor. Simple. Then debtor also I have explained to you. Right? For example, tell me if Ram bought goods on 1000 or credit, Ram becomes your debtor. Why? Because Ram will pay you rupees 1000 after what number of days you have decided. Right? For example, Ram will pay you after 1 month. Ram will pay you after 1 month. So Ram becomes your debtor because Ram se paisa aana hai. Right? Clear everybody? That what is a debtor and a creditor? All of you. Hello. Let me take this doubt put forward by if a company is paying salary, then company is liability and it is also outstanding to pay for a certain employee is getting his salary. Like I'm not able to understand what you are saying, but we always have to think from the company's perspective. For a company, outstanding salary is a liability. Yes, if you are paying salaries, then it can be an expense also. But if that expense has become outstanding, you have to pay for a period of time. एक साथ ही आपको 6 महीने का पे करना है. So that is a current liability. Simple, right? Yes. Interest on loan. This is a doubt which I am taking from Surya Kumar. Interest on loans. Tell me, do you pay it in less than 1 year or do you pay it after 1 year or 3 years or whatnot? So interest on loan, can we call it as a current liability or what? Interest on loan will obviously be your current liability because you have to pay whenever the due date comes, right? Tell me the bills of credit card will be your current liability or a non-current liability. It will be again be a current liability. Right. So I think we have completed all of this. And yes, one question from IFSC Grade A Phase 1 2024. Although why we are doing IFSC PYQs? Because the exam conducting authority is the same. Which of the following is an example of current asset? Accounts receivable, patents, building, land, machinery. The answer will be accounts receivable. Can I call accounts receivable as trade receivables? Can I call accounts receivables as trade receivables? The answer is yes. Okay. So I think we have completed all the topics of the class. So objective was to complete 6 topics. But yes, my friends, I have to explain you regarding one more point. Like, have you understand about outstanding word? Outstanding means what? Outstanding means something which you have to pay, bakaya kind of thing. See, but certain times what happens is you try to prepay. Prepay as in कि मैंने advance में ही pay कर दिया है. For example, outstanding salaries. Listen to this particular explanation. Outstanding salaries are the salaries which I have yet to pay. So I will be calling them as what? Current liability. But if I pay the salaries in advance only, for example, I'm a very good employer for the year 2012. For all the months of 2012, I paid the salary on 1st January itself. I have paid the salary on 1st January. Now, can I say that if I pay the salaries of all the 12 months on 1st January, I am yet to utilize its benefit in Feb, in March, in all the different years? Can I say this? And whenever you are yet to utilize the future benefit, will it be a liability or an asset? Will it be your liability or an asset? It will definitely be your asset because you are yet to utilize its future benefit. So there is one particular word which we call it as prepaid, right? Prepaid means what? That's something which you have paid in advance. Something which you have paid in advance. So it is known as prepaid expense. That becomes your current asset. For example, in my real scenario, I pay the rent for 3 months in advance. Now I don't have to take the tension that I have to pay the I would say what rent every now and then. I have paid 3 months in advance. So this means what? That I will utilize the future benefit of the expense in later years of the months, right? So prepaid expense is your current asset, right? So you pay in advance only so that you are kind of tension free. Hello, everybody. Understanding or not that what is the difference between a prepaid and an outstanding? Everybody, I need yes from everyone. Because if I'm speaking at my 100 decibels, then you also can write yes or no in the chat. All of you, if it is not clear, then write yes or no, whatever the answer is, because you have paid for this course. So don't let your money go waste, right? So that completes with 10 decibels typing. So that completes our live class for today. Why prebate isn't a current liability? Because you don't have to pay, right, Barry? You don't have to pay it. You have paid in advance, and you will utilize its advantage, or you will utilize its benefit in the future period of time. So if I'm paying rent for 12 months in advance only, I don't have to pay the rent every now and then. I will utilize its benefit in the upcoming period of time. Simple. Okay, so that completes. Sir, interest on loan is paid along with installments. No, no, no. It's paid along with installment. Installment is different. Interest is different. So interest component is your current liability. Okay, cool. Outstanding one more. Okay, Amrut, I will try to do it, but let me take one doubt from Arpit. He has raised his hand. Yes, Arpit, please unmute.
Hello, sir. Thank you for
Hanji.
taking the class in the morning.
Ha,
I
ha.
don't have a doubt. I just have a request that when you ask questions, the MCQs, can you conduct poll instead of writing in the chat
No, no,
box?
no,
Because
no, no. No, no, no. That will not be possible because every now then I have to create a poll. To create a poll, it will take 2 minutes. And if I create a poll in 2 minutes, multiple polls will be created, right? So it's not possible. I'm very
all right.
sorry. Okay. Root. Right. Will you share the PPT? Yes. Please explain patent. Patent is something, my friend, which you take at once and the benefit will be utilized for more than years. For example, technology patent. For example, let's say that I have built this particular technology to build this particular water bottle. Now, nobody can copy this. Only I am the sole person who can build this particular bottle. Right? So I have taken a kind of a patent. Patent means what? Basically, a kind of a right that nobody else will be able to use your technology. For example, tell me, can you use the logo of EduTap in your study material? Tell me whose doubt it was. Please tell me, can you use the logo of EduTap? No, because we have the right to use that particular logo, right? So you cannot use it. And patent is a kind of that particular thing which assists in long term, right? So we have started EduTap in 2017, right? So we have started EduTap in 2017. Till today, we are using this particular logo. So it cannot be current. It will be long term, right? So it's a non-current asset. Yes, Ajay has also raised his hand. Will you provide summary sheet? Yes, obviously. Yes, Ajay, please unmute.
Hi, sir. Yeah. Sir, is there
Uh,
any WhatsApp group for
no, no,
this
no, no, no,
batch?
no, no, no. You can
Okay.
create by yourself if you want to, but
Okay.
EduTap does not promote any kind of Telegram or WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay. It would be better to share our doubts. So that's the reason.
Yes. For doubts, like you can write in the chat, but I strongly suggest that you can build your community and you can definitely motivate yourselves as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. Any other doubts? So Santosh sir used to provide summary sheets. And yes, by Santosh sir, one point came to my mind. So I'm creating one poll. So please, like, how should I create one? Santosh sir. By the way, Santosh sir is not in EduTab, so please. Yeah, there was one option of creating poll. I don't know how it will come. Optimize. Hmm. Chalo, I don't think I have the option over here, but just give me a minute. That poll is important, right? I have to create it, otherwise Ajay sir will get angry from me. There is no option of creating poll. Cool. So that's the end of class. I'm not able to create a poll, but are you all happy? Are you all happy with the class? If yes, then please write your feedback on on this particular ID, which is hello@edutap.co.in. Right. I will share the email ID in the chat. Yes, so this ID is there, hello@edutap.co.in. Actually, Anshul sir wants to know that how the classes are going. So please, if possible, share your uh, feedback that how the class was. Was the class good? Was the class not good? On hello@edutap.co.in. And this I'm asking only for Anshul sir because he wants to know about it. Inside me, I know that it was kind of good. Yes, iPad, you were asking regarding Santosh sir. So what Santosh sir used to do, tell me. Santosh sir used to provide summary sheets and also provide very big documents of question. Oh, ठीक है. See, tomorrow first we will meet again tomorrow, or not tomorrow, today only, right at 6:30. Not at 6:30, 6 if I'm not wrong, because there are multiple classes going on, so I sometimes get confused. But in your batch, the class is at 6. First, do the RRR with me. I will provide you the summary sheet, whatever Santosh sir was providing. Okay, don't worry for that. Okay, so you all have shared the chats. It's totally up to you. I will not stop it. Recorded version will be available to you in 24 hours. Cool. Polls and quizzes. Yes, even I am surprised there is no option of polls. I will do it. Do we have to give the quiz now? Yes, you can go and give the quiz of chapter number 1. Okay, Siddharth, you have raised your hand. Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Sir, directly now after this, we had completed the session,
Ha,
so we can go and give the quiz which is there in our folder.
ha. Yes, you can go and give right now for chapter 1 only because chapter 1 is done.
Only for chapter 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, now Soumya Jeet is asking to unmute. Soumya. Sonam Priya, Soumya Jeet. Yes, Soumya.
हेलो सर.
Hello. Yes.
सर सर इस कोर्स का जो क्लासेस है उसको रिकॉर्डिंग मिल सकता है, मतलब अगर सर
हाँ
अभी
हाँ मिलेगा आपको. रिकॉर्डिंग 24 आवर्स के अंदर मिल जाएगा. ओके.
सर एक सेकंड सर, कल का सर एक क्लास था, ओरिएंटेशन क्लास में, तो उसके बाद परचेस किया था कोर्स को, तो उस क्लास का रिकॉर्डिंग ही नहीं मिला, मतलब मिल नहीं रहा है. सो
नहीं अभी मिलेगा. क्लास शाम को 5 बजे हुई थी ना वो वाली. तो वो आपको अभी मिल जाएगा 12 1 बजे तक. ओके.
सर अब तक जो जो क्लासेस होगा उसका रिकॉर्डिंग मतलब मिल सकता है ना सर, मतलब.
हाँ पक्का मिलेगा. आप टेंशन फ्री रहो. ओके.
सर थैंक यू सर.
ओके. यस जयेश प्लीज अनम्यूट. सॉरी अगेन अनम्यूट. सॉरी. हेलो.
हेलो.
यस
सर
जयेश.
आपने लोन्स आउटस्टैंडिंग का जो बताया था अभी, कि लोन्स आउटस्टैंडिंग जो है उसका इंटरेस्ट करंट एसेट रहेगा हमेशा, बट अगर मोरेटरियम
करंट
है.
करंट एसेट कैसे
सॉरी,
रहेगा?
करंट लायबिलिटीज सर, सॉरी.
हाँ.
अगर मोरेटरियम है या कुछ है जिसकी वजह से अगर इंटरेस्ट ड्यू नहीं हो रहा है फॉर पेमेंट इन ईयर 1 ईयर, तो
तो
उसको
वो
फिर.
उसका स्पेशल अपने को अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड में ट्रीटमेंट देखना होगा. अभी के लिए जो हमने बेसिक क्लास ली है ना, उसमें हमने यही अज्यूम करा है कि सब चीज़ें सही चलेगी. अब अगर आप मोराटेरियम में ले आओगे, फिर उसमें बहुत सारी केसेस भी है, तो उसके लिए भी मत सोचो. अभी
हाँ
के लिए
नहीं
जो
सर, मैं
बेसिक केस है.
कंफ्यूज हो गया इसलिए पूछा मैंने.
नहीं
आपने वैसे
अभी
बोला.
के लिए आपको सिर्फ ये याद रखना है दैट अगर लोन सिंपल है तो उस पर जो इंटरेस्ट जा रहा है दैट विल बी अ करंट लाइबिलिटी. ओके.
ओके.
ओके. और थोड़ा थोड़ा जैसे हम लोग एडवांस लेवल पे जाएंगे तब ये सब चीजें अपने आप
नो
क्लियर
नो नो
होंगी.
सर, एक्चुअली मेरे को
हाँ
पता था. मैंने
हाँ.
एक्चुअली आई एम सेमी क्वालिफाइड सीए, तो मेरे को पता
ओके.
था, बट मैं कंफ्यूज हो गया वो सुन के कि ऐसे क्यों बताया सर ने, तो मैं कुछ ये तो नहीं हो रहा, इसलिए मैंने पूछ
ना
लिया.
अभी के लिए सिंपल है. इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन इज अ करंट लाइबिलिटी. सिंपल
ओके.
राइट.
ओके सर.
Yes, you all can leave, but again, it's a request if you can share your feedback on hello@edutap.co.in because Anchit sir is waiting to listen to all your feedbacks. Right, so that completes my class for today. We again meet at 6 p.m. The same energy should be there. The class was good, I think. And again, for YouTube students, if you have any doubt, you can write in the chat. Okay, thank you. Share the feedback on email. Thank you so much. Yes, if others can also write, then it will be very, very good. Cool. Sir, app classes are not opening. Please write on hello@edutap.co.in. They will help you. So that completes our class. Bye bye. Have a great day ahead. Today the class was quite small. Evening class duration will also be same. It will be depending upon the speed, but more or less, yes, the same time will be there. Yes, Surya has raised his hand, so I will take the doubt of Surya also. Surya, please unmute.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Good.
Surya.
Sir, I'm glad the class got over a bit earlier because I'm a working professional.
Hmm.
So going forward, at least for the next schedule, it would be great if the class can be preponed like 6:30 or at least 7, so that the classes will be done by 9:30 or 10.
See, Surya, actually, there are multiple classes which are currently happening. We are having classes in RBI, IFSC, SEBI, plus JAB and CAB classes also. So the slot which you penciled is already taken by some other class. So therefore, we are bound to start by 7:30 only.
Okay,
Okay.
sir. Totally understandable. Thank you.
So it's like kind of all,
I mean,
all the
I
things are
understand,
coming
sir,
at
that
same
for
time.
this schedule, it has been like
Yes.
7:30. We can't change it, but at least going
Yes.
forward, the next set of schedule.
We will try. I will definitely put forward your request. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Cool. So everybody, if you there is one more raise hand. No. So that's it. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye, and we will meet in